Hello viewers, my name is Vishwa. I am the corporate trainer of Voice Teachers Training Program. It's one of my favorite training program. As you all know, we all respect teachers so much. The moment when I start the training program, I used to do this activity for the teachers. I used to request all the teachers to form a circle. I'll ask them to close their eyes for a moment. I'll ask them my first question. Who was your favorite school teacher? Maybe a fresher, maybe a 10 years experienced teachers, or 20 years, but still we always remember our school days, particularly the teachers. The moment when I ask this question, they used to be very happy. They'll become very obedient. They'll close their eyes. I used to play some music. After a minute, I'll request them to open their eyes. I used to ask them to write down the name of their most favorite teacher, the class, and even the subject what was handled by the teacher. They'll all write. And my next question, it's a very important question. I'll request the teachers to write down 3 most important qualities of those teachers which impress them. For an example, love and affection, the way how they teach, the way how they motivate, a lot of qualities they'll come around. And after a minute or two, I'll request one senior teacher to come and collect all the sheets. If the strength of the class or the session is of 20-25 teachers, one senior teacher will come and collect all those sheets. And I'll request the senior teachers to pick one sheet and to read what was written by the teachers. Parallelly, I'll ask another teacher to note down each and every point. Say if one teacher has come with 3 features and she has to make the note of all those 3 features. It goes on like that. This activity will continue for about 20-25 minutes, and at the end of 20-25 minutes I'll ask the other teacher to come and summarize all those points, 20-25 points, and before she starts reading, I'll request the audience, I mean the teachers, to kindly make a note of all those 25 points. She'll read out the point and all the teachers will make a note of all those points. I'll give you some examples. Playway method of teaching, interaction, the way how they effectively take the control of the class, the subject knowledge, and their body language, their tone, the modulation, the language, and the way how they impress, the way how they give examples. If it is a maths teacher, even a below average student will easily be able to follow the steps. No homeworks, simple method of teaching. Even the student who is not at all interested towards a subject, let it be science or mathematics, the same student will score minimum 72. Lot of examples the teachers will come out with. The first activity is over. Then my second activity continues. I'll request all the teachers to close your eyes once again. Same activity followed by a music. This is my way of training program. I'll ask my second question with a connection to my previous question. Teachers, I asked you a question first. Do you all remember your pet teacher or the teacher who was your role model when you were in school? The one teacher whom you can never forget? The one teacher whom you still take as a role model when you were in the classroom? And my second question is this. You are a teacher now. You have crossed 10 years of experience or 5 years of experience, and do you want to be remembered as a role model by your students? Do you want to appreciate it by your own students? Do you want to be remembered by your students even after years and years? Viewers, believe me, the moment when I ask this question, it will be a pin drop silence. I'll change the music. I'll allow them to sync with their emotions. It's a very powerful technique. I'll slowly reduce the volume. I'll ask the teachers, please raise your hands. Do you want to be remembered by your students? Undoubtedly. Even the teacher who started their career as a teacher during their first year of their profession, they used to raise their hand. Sir, yes, sir. It's a very powerful word, right? Who will say no? Everybody wants recognition. Everybody wants to be the topper. Obviously, it's a human tendency. Now, my third activity is this. Now, I used to call the teacher who wrote all those points, 20-25 points, and I used to connect my first activity, second activity. See, it's a common thing, like which you have vouchered. You made it by your own handwriting, right? It's you who wrote down the names of the teachers whom you accepted as your role model. And what are those qualities? Skills. 20-25 skills. And now I used to ask the question. You have accepted someone as your role model. You have accepted some teacher as one of the best teacher. And now you want to be remembered by a role model by your own students, provided if you meet all those 25 points. Teachers, touch your heart and tell me, do you possess all these qualities, skills? If not, I'll stop for a moment. Again, there will be a lot of changes which you can observe from their faces. It's quite natural because nobody can score 100 out of 100. They'll keep quiet. They'll do self-analysis. They'll take a moment. They'll take some time to digest what's happening around them. Slowly, they'll start write down a few qualities which they are here to develop. All the viewers, it's a very powerful activity. It's called self-analysis. self understanding, self transformation. It's a very powerful activity. So, after this activity, I'll start continuing with a lot of games and activities. And I used to end my teacher's training program with that one simple story. And after listening to this story, you will automatically come to know what is the information which I want to communicate with the teachers, because most of the teachers are well experienced. They would have produced quality academicians and they would have produced state toppers, and definitely there were teachers like who were continuously producing state toppers. Still I remember. Now I like to tell you the same story which I used to share with my teachers during all my session. It's my favorite story. It's applicable to me also, and you too. All the viewers will all agree with me. Simple story. There are two woodcutters in a small village, and the two woodcutters, they have been uh, going to the nearby forest, and they used to cut the branches of trees, and they used to come back to the village in the evening, and that's how they survive. 5 years, 10 years down the line, they have been surviving with that only one profession, woodcutters. On 11th year, as usual, they start they are starting their regular life, and they reach the nearby forest, and both the woodcutters, they climb onto different trees, and they start cutting the branches of the trees. The day goes on. By the end of the day, maybe evening 3 or 4, the first woodcutter, he completes his task and he climbs down the tree. He waits for his friend to come down. However, the second woodcutter is not able to complete his job. I don't know. He waits for some time and he slowly loses his patience. He asks his friend, "Hey, what's wrong with you, man?" His friend replies, "I don't know. Today I'm tired. I'm not able to do my job. I'm physically exhausted." And he comes down. Then his friend asks him, "Hey, hi, can you please show me your axe?" "Oh, this is your problem. Just wait for some time." He goes somewhere, he comes back after 5 or 10 minutes, and he requests his friend to wait down. "Don't worry, I'll help you." He climbs on the tree and is able to quickly complete this task, and the second friend is happy, and both the friends are happily returning to their village. The moment when I start sharing the story, the teachers used to be able to understand the concept behind the story, and the viewers, I'm asking you the same question. What does the first woodcutter do? You know better than me. He goes to sharpen the axe, which was failed by his friend. What's the moral of the story? They have been cutting this tree for about 10 years. Still, however, before you start doing your regular job, it's mandatory, it's important to sharpen your skill. Had he sharpened his axe by sparing 10 or 15 minutes time, he would have successfully executed his routine task without taking extra effort. It's a simple story which clearly tells us the importance of sharpening our skills, irrespective of the profession what you are into. If that is the case with The profession or role of a woodcutter, being a teacher who is working for knowledge based industry, being a teacher who are directly involved in the role of developing the skill set of the next generation, what kind of skills you are supposed to have. You're all working in knowledge based industry. Yes, updating and upgrading our skills and knowledge are supposed to be very important. I used to ask this question: if you're a third standard teacher, if you're a fourth standard teacher, touch your heart and tell me after how many years your student is going to hit the job market. If it is a third year student, 7 years or 8 years, he'll hit the job market after 10 or 15 years. So you have to make your student as competent. You have to make your students as the best. That's in your hands. From morning to evening, they are all going to be with you. They believe you. They respect you. They obey you. In one word, my most respected teachers, all the students, they totally surrender. Mata, Pita, Guru, Daivam. You all know better than me. So the kind of responsibilities and the kind of role what you play. Remember to sharpen your skills. Remember to update and upgrade your skills.